Hello guys, in this session, we are going to understand the concept of while loop. We discussed for loop in previous exercise. So bash while loop is a control flow statement that allows code or commands to be executed repeatedly based on a given condition. Let's suppose we have one command which we want to run multiple times. But if that particular condition which we want is met, the execution will stop. So if you have some commands which you want to run multiple times, you can use while loop with one condition in that. Okay. So how we will be using that condition? This is the basic syntax in which this block will keep on running till this condition is met, till this condition is satisfied. So for that, let me give you this example. We are starting with x is equals to 1. So when it enters this loop, x is still 1. So it means this condition is true. So it gets in do and done block. So it is having do and done block. Everything which you will be writing in here will be executed. How many times it will depend on the condition. Okay. So it will be printed here. At this time, we are incrementing the value of x. So initially x is 1. So with the help of this, we are increasing the counter value. And now x is becoming 2. So it finishes the loop, goes back, checks this condition again. So now x is equals to 2. 2 is less than 5. Condition is still true. It will go inside this block, executes this statement, execute this statement. So at this time, the counter is 3. Loop finishes, goes back again. 3 is less than equal to 5. The condition is true. It will go inside the loop again and execute again. X is incremented to 4, goes back. 4 is less than equal to 5. Condition is true, goes inside the loop. So now 5, value of x is 5, goes back. 5 less than equal to 5, condition is true, comes here. Value of x gets incremented to 6, goes back. 6 less than equal to 5, condition is false. It will not enter the loop. So this particular block of statements will keep on getting executed till this condition is true. Till this condition is true. Are you guys with me on this? So let me show you an example. X is equals to 1. So let me define the variable as capital X. X is equals to 1. So now I'm just writing this while $x is less than equals to 5. So I'm using capital X. I'll keep on using that. This is the condition. So what all you will write here in this block, that will be repeatedly executed. So let's suppose there are two commands. Two commands will be executed in one iteration. And how many iterations will be there? How many times this loop will get executed? It will depend on this condition. So let's suppose I'm just typing echo welcome dollar times. So this is a basic script for while loop. Let me give executable permissions to loop. So this is the shell in which I want my script to run. These are the comments. So we are defining one variable as x is equals to 1. It is acting as a counter. So it gets inside the loop, x is less than 5. So anyone who can tell me how many times this loop will run? When this execution will stop? So x is going inside this loop as 1, and we are checking if x is less than 5. But in this loop, or in this set of statements, there is no logic in which x is ever going to be 5 or more than 5, correct? So it means this is going to be running infinitely. Let's check that. This is continuously running. This is continuously running. So when we are working with loops, we need to be very careful that our loop should not be going into infinite loop. So I'm pressing Control C to stop it. Yeah. So we need to fix this. So you should always be adding some logic in which at one time this condition will be true. So for that, what I'm telling, so like we learned arithmetic operations, right? When you have to add x, we want to update value of x. How you can add the counter? There are different ways. We're just following the regular. So this way, what is going to happen? X is equals to 1, it goes inside the loop. So 2 is less than equal to 5. It is true, it will be printing that. Okay. And now at this point, so 1 is less than equal to 5. It is true, it goes inside the loop, prints that. So now at this time, what will happen? Value of x will be 2. Again, it goes back, checks this condition. 2 is less than equal to 5. Condition is true. Keep on going. Then 3, this value gets updated to 3. It goes back here. So this condition is checked after every loop. This is a loop. It executes, goes back. Keep on going back to check whether the condition is false or true. Okay, it will keep on going till 5 less than equal to 5. It is still true, and then goes again 6 less than equal to 5. So now let me execute this one. See, now this loop is having one particular condition that it checks every time, and based on that particular condition, it is exiting. Based on that particular condition, it is exiting. So this is what is a controlled execution. So what is the difference between for loop and while loop? Okay. So if I will go to the one sec. Okay. If I have to check for the for loop, normally I do that for I in 1, 2, 3, and then you do echo $I, then you do done, right? So when you know how many times your loop is going to be executed, then for loop is favorable in that condition. But when you don't know how many times your loop will be executed, but you have some condition based on which you will be deciding, then while loop will come into picture. Are you guys with me on this? Okay. So let's try to write a table of a number. I want to print the table of a number.
From TickTarget.com.
So what we can do, print table.sh. So now let's define a variable called counter. Counter is starting with 1. Okay. So we will be asking from user what table to print. Read minus p. Enter the number. So user will be entering the number. That number is going to be saved in this variable called num. Okay. So then we will be running while loop. While dollar, the incremental variable, which the condition is till counter reaches 10 minus less than equal to 10. Then we will be starting do block. So we will be indenting the code. So what we are going to do, we are going to define a result variable. So what it is going to do, it is going to consume the result of every calculation for every loop. So we learned about arithmetic operations. So in the next line, we are going to print it. So what we are going to print? Going to print dollar capital num multiply by dollar counter is equals to dollar result. Okay. So now in this case, this is okay. So you see, counter is equals to 1. So the best part is to write it. What all steps are there? Counter is equals to 1. User enters the number. The variable gets saved to this number. Let's suppose number is 5. It goes inside the loop. So what is value of counter? Counter is 1. 1 is less than 10. So it is good. It will go inside the loop. It will calculate the result variable. What will be the value of result here? Result will be value of counter at this time is 1 multiplied by 5. So it will be 5. In next output, it is printing num. Num is 5. 5 multiplied by what is counter? Counter is 1 is equals to 5. Okay. So then in the next iteration, so we have not, in this particular logic, we are not adding the counter. So it will never be going to 10. So we have to fix that. So when it finishes this loop, this iteration, we are going to update the counter as well. Counter is equals to so now you see counter is updated to 1 plus 1, 2. So now the second condition, this is what we want, right? So that's what we are using in echo command. So now the counter is 2. 2 is less than 10. So what will happen? Again, result variable is defined. So it will go like this. So value of counter is 2. So it's 10. So it will be printing like this, 5 multiplied by 2. And then increments it to 3. So now it goes again, 3 less than 10. So it will keep on executing till the condition is true, and it will stop when it will be 11. This condition is false, so it will not enter the loop. Are you guys with me on this? So let's try to run that. So it is asking the number, I'm giving number as 5. So it prints that. So based on this condition, we are stopping it. Okay. So you can use counter, or you can use, there are different ways to do that. There are different ways we can do that to control the execution of loop. Okay. Thank you.